Eamon, are you the like who started the meeting?
I started it.
Can you start the recording as well so we can share the recording with the team later?
Yes, I have started.
Okay. All right, guys, welcome to our audio caption project training meeting. So I'm going to go through the guidelines in not too much detail because I have created a very clear, I mean, I've spent almost 4 or 5 hours on this thing. So I think there's already a very clear guidelines in form of a PowerPoint slide, which I'm going to share with you guys as well. So I'm just going to go over what is explained and how it's explained over here. And then the rest, you're going to do it by yourself. You're going to read through the guidelines. You're going to understand it. I'm not going to spend like an hour or 2 hours explaining every single thing to you guys, but I will basically tell you the structure of it. After you've went through the guidelines, you're going to receive a Google form where you will enter your basic details and you will go through a test, which will be basically the same kind of videos which you're going to see over here. And all the guidelines would already be here. So even if you don't understand something in that test, you can come back to these guidelines and know exactly how it should be done. Now, this important thing about this project is that it's a 1 year long project, something which is not normal in data annotation, if you guys have been working in data annotation. So take this project very seriously. And the second thing is that we'll have some minimum targets for everyone because we'll have limited accounts, even though we need people in pretty big numbers. But we will only keep those workers who are maintaining their daily work targets. Even if you're not working full time, that is fine. But once you are given your target according to your time, you need to maintain that. And you should have, good internet, PC, and everything. Um, so, what is the project? The project, I'll first go directly to one example and show it to you so you know what we're talking about. So let me share my screen again so you can hear the sound as well. Okay.
Hussein, 2 goals at the World Junior Championships a couple of years ago. That was in the boys and the mixed doubles. In fact, he got another goal in the mixed team event as well.
Okay, so you will see 5 to 15-second long clips like these with some audio in them. If there's no audio in the video clip, then it's invalid. The data will come in form of videos, but we will only focus on the audio part. Whatever is going on in the video, we are going to ignore it completely. So over here, you have the machine generated caption. And under that, you will have the same copy of the machine generated caption, but you need to make the changes according to whatever is wrong. What I've marked red over here are the wrong or the missing parts or extra parts, which we have to modify in the editable part of the text. So basically, you will get a video which will already have an explanation with it generated by AI, and you have to edit it. You have to fix it. And there are some rules which you have to follow to fix them. So we'll go into detail for that. So the overview of the project is very simple. You watch the video, focus only on the audio. If there's no audio in the video, you mark it as invalid. You listen carefully to the audio. You check if the machine-made caption has the 4 required parts, or we call them the big 4. All right. And if correct, submit and go to the next task. If wrong or incomplete, you fix it. Always follow the guidelines exactly. Sadly, we have to even put this in our guidelines. And this is one of the most important parts because a lot of people decide to do things as they find it correct, not as it's mentioned in the guidelines. So guys, please follow the guidelines. This is a simple project which requires attention to detail. That's it. You don't need any fancy skills or anything. You just need basic levels of English and good attention to detail. Now, these are the basic rules of the project. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it more clearly. So over here, and the most basic rules of the project are that we judge the video, we judge the audio of each video. The video content is irrelevant for our work. Each video is judged by its audio content on the following 4 criteria, which is the big 4. Speech is number 1. If anybody's speaking inside the audio, singing vocals, if anybody is singing or not, audio description is the overall audio, which like contains background noise, ambient sound, birds, insects, walking, steps, door closing, opening, all those kinds of sounds. And music, which can be background music, can be ambient music, and or some short, parts where you can hear a little bit of music. So based on the above 4 things are in the audio or not, we will perform the following 3 actions. So the 3 actions which we need to do are add description, delete description, and modify the description. So if something is missing, we add. If something is extra, we delete. And if something is incorrect, we modify. You need to understand the concept of hallucination. What is hallucination? AI hallucination. Let's read okay. So this is AI hallucination, which is a false or misleading output generated by an artificial intelligence model presenting inaccurate information as fact. These errors stem from factors like incomplete or biased training data, misunderstanding of prompts, or an AI's attempt to fill in information gaps leading to fabricated stories or nonsensical facts. Okay, so if you've used ChatGPT, you might have, encountered this problem. That is why everybody says that you need to be smart how you use ChatGPT and always check your information. And even at the bottom of, if you look at the bottom of your chat on the ChatGPT, it says ChatGPT can make mistakes, check important information. So now what does that mean? That means is that a lot of times the information which is presented to you by ChatGPT could be incorrect. So don't be surprised. The same way in this project, the captions which are provided by the AI model for the audios, they can have incorrect information. So sometimes it will miss out information, sometimes it will add extra information, sometimes it will write the wrong explanation. So depending on all 3 situations, you are going to either delete, add, or modify. So deleting is the most easy operation. Adding is, you need to add stuff. Removing stuff is easy, but adding something, you need to think a little bit. You need to make a proper sentence. And modify is a little bit more complicated because you need to mark the original and then modify according to that. We will go into detail of that. Now, the task structure and examples. This is how our tasks will be structured. In this guidelines and also for your tests and also for the client's platform where you will work at the end once you pass your test. You will have the video, you will have the AI generated description, and then you will have the human corrected description. Over here, you are the human. So hopefully you guys will, try to correct the AI. Please don't make AI more, because it's using this data, the client will basically improve their AI model. So if you're giving it data which is, bad or wrong or incorrect, is going to make the AI more stupid. So, and it's very, very easy for the client to check where that, stupid data is coming from. And all of you have your own accounts. You'll be working through your respective accounts. So please make sure that you follow the guidelines. Now, let's go to the first example, which I showed you guys over there.
Hussein, 2 golds at the World Junior Championships a couple of years ago. That was in the boys and the mixed doubles. In fact, he got another gold in the mixed team event as well.
Okay, so you can see over here, there is the explanation. This audio contains speech, spoken content, Chen, 2 gold medals at the World Junior Championship, blah, blah, blah. So this is basically the transcription of the audio part. This audio does not contain vocal singing. The dominant sound is a female commentator's voice speaking clearly in the foreground. So if you have gone through this, you would know that, the commentator was not female, it was a male. Okay, so the AI is wrong over here. Normally AI is not making such dumb mistakes. I changed it myself as an example for you to understand it more clearly. And you can see that over here we have in modified female to male. So this is the structure, how you do it. You put the wrong part in these square brackets, and then you put the modified part also in a square bracket right next to it. Okay. Now you can see over here in the human generated text part that I have divided this into 4 parts. You have the speech, you have the vocals, you have the audio description, and you have music. So this, as I have mentioned over here in the, I think it was over here, in the basic rules, that you have the 4 parts. You have speech, singing, vocals, audio description, and music. But in the actual task, it's not going to be divided like this. It's going to be jumbled up, like it was going to be one paragraph with all the information. Okay, so over here, you can see that I've divided it into 4 parts: speech, vocals, audio description, and music, for you to understand more clearly. Okay, later I'll ask the client as well if he can also divide it like this. It might make it a bit more convenient for us, but for now, just take it as an example. The original content will always be like this. Okay, so as you can see over here, you have the speech part mentioned, then you have the vocal singing mentioned, then you have the audio description mentioned, and then you have the music mentioned over here. I've colored this description so you can understand it more clearly. Okay, it's the same way as over here, or as over here. This would be a better place. And the description is always in the same format. You always have speech first, then about vocals, then about audio description, and then about music. So if there's no music in the audio, it will say there is no music in the audio, and it will not describe it. If there is music, it's going to mention there is music, and it's going to describe it. But you can see over here in the original text, it did not add this part because we have to describe every part as it's starting. Okay, so to describe those parts, you need to add that information inside the content. So if, for example, the AI has explained that the dominant sound is female, male commentator's voice speaking clearly in the foreground, accompanied by energetic background music. In the distance background, there is a very faint and indistinct murmur, like from a crowd with a large indoor arena. Okay. Now this part, the players shout some words as well to his partner. This did not happen in the audio. I'm going to play it again for you. Confirm.
Hussein, 2 golds at the World Junior Championships a couple of years ago.
Real
That's the
commentator
boys
speaking. You
and
can
mixed
hear the
doubles.
cracks of the racket.
Another goal in the mixed team event as well.
But you did not hear the player shouting anything at his partner. You can only hear the crowd murmuring, right? So this part we will delete. You're not going to strike through like this. This is just for the example. So you know, in the actual task, you're just going to delete this part which does not exist. It's an AI hallucination. The same way, this part is the audio's description, but the AI did not mention over here that this audio has a description and then explain the description. It went straight. You can say this audio does not contain vocal singing, and then immediately started explaining what is the audio. So we need to add this sentence over here. When we are adding a sentence, we are going to use the curly brackets. Again, I'm going to explain that in detail. Now, another part which we have added, if you hear the audio at the end, there is a squeaking sound of shoes on the floor can also be heard.
That's
I'm going to go to the end part.
Team event as well.
Right here. This sound is basically a shoe squeaking. Why I could tell this sound, maybe normally you might not even understand what it is because there's a lot of sports videos in this project, and you can always hear this shoes squeaking. Over here, they're practicing before the badminton match, so you cannot hear it too much, but when the actual game starts, this shoe squeaking sound is very common. Okay, so but it was clearly audible, but it was not mentioned in this AI description, so we have added it over here, as you can see, this one. Okay, so this is basically how we are going to work on the project. Okay, now when you're working on this description, the big four must always be covered. It should mention about the speech, it should mention about the vocal singing, about the audio description, about the music description. All these 4 parts, if they're in the audio or not in the audio, should be mentioned, except for audio description, because if there's no audio description, that means there is no audio in the video, it means it's invalid. But if the speech is present, then it should be mentioned this audio contains speech and the spoken content is this. If it's not present, then it should be mentioned this audio does not contain speech. Okay. Same goes for vocal singing. A lot of videos don't have any singing, so it will say this audio does not contain vocal singing. But if it does, it will say this audio contains vocal singing. Okay. Then audio description is always required, cannot be missed. This audio has a description, but AI has a habit to never say it. It has a habit to always directly just start by describing it. So we have to add this information every time we see it's missing. Sometimes it's added, sometimes it's not. The same way over here, it was not mentioned. So we put curly brackets and put this audio has a description over here. Okay, guys, anything not clear until now, please ask, and so I can move further. Any questions? If you guys do run into any questions while I'm explaining, feel free to put them in the chat. If you're too shy to turn on your mic, or if you think you're going to interrupt me. Okay, so these big 4 always covered. Now, let's go to the three main operations of the project. Now, the three main operations are adding description, deleting description, and modifying the description. To add description, you always use these curly brackets, and you add the information which AI has missed. For example, the original description is this audio has traffic noise, but corrected is this audio has traffic noise. We can also hear footsteps. So because the footsteps were missed out. Then we have delete description. You remove completely if it hallucinated. For example, this audio has traffic noise and a dog barking. Corrected, this audio has traffic noise. So explanation is we deleted dog barking because there was no dog sound, okay? But when you delete and a dog barking, don't forget to put a full stop at the end of the sentence. This is another very important part of this project is you need to maintain the proper punctuation and English structure. Please don't type like you do on your WhatsApp messages or, like you're talking to a friend or something. You need to have proper grammar, proper structure, proper words. And if you don't know how to properly write or do punctuations, please use ChatGPT. Put your description in ChatGPT and ask it to correct it. Because we are not going to teach you how to, do proper English punctuations. So modifying description, this is a bit more complicated. It looks a bit more complicated, but it's the same. You have the wrong text in square brackets. Can you see the difference? This is a curly bracket. I just learned this word 2 days ago as well. It's a curly bracket. For some reason, my maths teacher in primary school used to call it a flower bracket. That's what I remembered. And this is a square bracket. So the curly bracket is used for adding description. The square bracket is used for correcting or modifying the description, okay? Add is this, delete is directly remove, modify is this. But modify, the extra part is that you have to put the part you're modifying. It can be the full sentence, it can be a part of the sentence, it can be one word. Whatever it is, it goes into the square bracket. Right after that, you add more square brackets and you put the corrected part. Why are we doing it like this? Again, it's a very important part to understand because AI is going to see what mistakes it has made and correct them. And we need to specify it clearly. So these brackets and this structure is what's going to make it easy for AI to understand what changes we have made. Where did it make the mistake, all right? So these are the three main operations which we will be doing in this project, other than making sure that the big four are all present in the content, okay? So the first operation is delete, where we remove AI hallucinations. And it's very simple, 3 rules which we follow. If AI says something that is not in the audio or the video, you delete it. For example, dog barking, but no dog sound, you just delete it. Delete only the wrong part, not the whole sentence. Keep grammar and punctuation correct after deleting. For example, can hear traffic noise and a dog barking, but you cannot hear the dog barking, so you change it to can hear traffic noise, full stop. Rule 3 is if the sound is there but described wrong, don't delete. That is a modify operation, which we will explain later. Okay, there are some examples for the deleted data. You can go in detail through them. Here is an example, okay? I'll play this. So what I do is that while I'm playing the audio for the first time, I'm also reading what is the description. Then I again play it, again read, and then I see what is missing. So first of all, you should always check for the big four. So the big four, the first one is speech. So it says over here, this audio does not contain speech. So number one, checked. Number two is the vocal singing. So this says this audio does not contain vocal singing, checked. Okay. Then number three is this audio has a description. So we can see it's not here. It's directly gone to describing it. So that's why we have added in the curly brackets over here. And then it describes the description, okay? And then number four is about music. And it mentions over here, there is no discernible music in this audio. So all four are checked. Now we are going to go and see if the description of whatever is written here is correct or not. We don't have a description of the speech as there is no speech. There's no description of vocal singing because there's no vocal singing. There's no description of the music because there's no music over there. There's only the description of the audio, the overall audio which is there. Some videos can have all four of them. There can be speech, there can be singing, there can be audio description, of course, will be there, and then there will be a music as well. Some might only have 1, 2, 3, or all four. Okay, it depends on how complicated the video is. Now we're going to see again play this video, and we're going to see if this description of the audio is correct or not. We already added this audio contains description because that is the basic part, and then we're going to see. Okay, there's traffic noise, yes. Characteristic of an urban environment at night, yes. Featuring hum of engine and tire sounds as vehicle moves along the roads. Yes, okay. A faint, high-pitched whine can also be heard in the background. No, we cannot hear any high-pitched whining sound in the background. So we just delete it. That's it. Delete operation done. The next one is adding missing sounds. So over here, we have the rules for those. You go through the rules. Then we have the examples. You have to read the examples in detail. And then we have an example done over here for the part which is not present. You can okay, but you can see that the audio has a description is mentioned over here. So does not contain speech, this audio does not contain vocal singing, this audio has description. So those three are satisfied, right? And then the this audio has music, okay? And then there is a description of the music as well. So you need to read the description also of the music and see if it's correct or not. Let me make this part red so you can see it more clearly. Okay, then that was about the add part. Then we have the modify, how you fix information. All the rules are over here. Okay, then you have some 5 examples. This is a bit more complicated operation. And then you have the example 1 of modification. And you'll have the explanation over here as well, which I'm gonna fill up. And then over here, you will have another example, which I'm still filling up. So guys, this is basically what you will be doing in this project. Once you go through the guidelines, you will know everything. It looks and feels complicated. That's what I thought as well. But once you go through all the guidelines, you will just realize there's only 2 main things which you have to do. Number 1, you see if all the big 4s are there or not. What were the big 4s? Speech, singing, audio description, music. If they're not there, you add that information. And all that information is the same sentence. You just need to copy it, paste it. That's it. Number 2 thing which you need to do is to see if what AI has written is correct or incorrect, or something is missing or not. That's it. That's all what you have to do. But you have to do it in proper steps. and you have to do it using the correct formatting, which initially might look a bit confusing, but once you will do 1 or 2 examples by yourself, you will understand that it's actually very, very simple and straightforward. All right, guys,